Hello, and welcome. Wait. Welcome to another video. Today's video is about having some goddamn standards, okay? Having some standards. Okay, so today's video is about having some standards. Life is a funny thing, right? When I was a young boy, all I really wanted out of life was really just to be happy. I just wanted a regular family, believe it or not. I didn't want to be rich, right? And I just wanted to basically just play video games all day. And because what kid doesn't, right? You wake up, you want to play games, you don't want to do shit. You just want to play a game and do the thing that you find fun, whatever activity that is, right? And I just remember so many times my mom being like, "Oh, we can't afford that." But a lot of times I got what I wanted for the most part. My mom was a good mom, but I remember that being taken from me, and after she passed away and stuff like that, right? But the point of standards is that once you start having things, you kind of get used to having it in your life, okay? Now, what do I mean by that? Now, see, I grew up in a poor family. Even though my mom got me a lot of things, I still grew up in a poor family, and there's certain things that poor, especially colored poor people say, right? And you'd be like, what do you say? Like, oh, those white people, man, they just don't use their money right. I can't believe they have all this money, but they got all this debt. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And these are the kind of things you say in your household. I mean, but everybody says things in their own household, but these are the kind of things that poor families say, right? Especially if you're, I grew up black or whatever. So like, oh, they're not using their money right. Watch, as soon as I get my money, I'm not doing that. But then I'm not going to get that big house either. I'm going to keep everything cheap and broke. And at the same time, I'm going to stay right here where I'm at and help everybody else. And over time, life changes you. Life will change you if you want to be better, okay? And I'm just watching the Jordan Belfort video the other day. Jordan Belfort, he's the Wolf of Wall Street guy. And some people think he's a criminal. Some people think that he's great. Honestly, he has a lot of good life advice, you know what I'm saying? And he's talking about what's your standard of living, right? And I'm like, what is my standard? Like, what is it? But what did I want a long time ago versus what I have? And a long time ago, all I really wanted was just to have a regular bed, to have a game system, a computer, a desk, and that's it. That's all I really wanted. I just wanted to eat every day. That's all I wanted to be guaranteed, is that so that I can eat. And you're like that when you're in a poor mind state, unfortunately, right? It's a very poor mindset. He's like, oh, I want to make 10 million a year. If I'm not making 10 million a year, then I'm not feeling good. And there's some people that's like, what the, he's greedy, he's this. It's like, hey, he has a certain standard of living that he wants to achieve. There's nothing wrong with that, right? And the reason I'm bringing that up is because I'm like, you know what? After a certain time, I was like, you know what? This whole mattress thing is getting old. I thought I wanted a bed, but I did want a bed, but it was just a fucking mattress on the floor, right? And I think I was living in somebody's living room for a long time and living on somebody's couch, and then I did that for like I don't know how many years, but it was really tough. But the point is that I had standards, but I was never able to enforce my standards because of my life situation, right? Because of my life. And there's a lot of people that knew of me, that had a certain idea of me, because I was so minimalist. I was such a minimalist because I knew that I had to conserve what I had in order to live the life I really wanted to live at the end of the road, right? And see, when you got standards, you don't accept certain things anymore, and you set a bar for yourself to reach, okay? Now, hold on. Now, basically, I remember a lot of times I would basically stay in the work, right? Not like I was an entrepreneur. I'm not that guy. I didn't have the opportunity. I had the opportunity, but I didn't really have the opportunity to really make mistakes like that because of my circumstances. And there's a lot of things people don't think about, is that people really take their parents. You take your parents for granted. Go tell them I love you, and to go tell them I thank you, and thank you for doing something for me, right? And I didn't have a lot of those opportunities, right? So the only way to get to the standard of living I wanted to live was to basically conserve, not go anywhere, not do anything, not do the things I like doing. And you kind of forget who you are, and you're kind of in this like pool of who you think you are, but you're really not that person, because life has conditioned you that way, right? You got your wings clipped for whatever reason, right? And so the first part was, okay, get my own spot. I was like, yeah, I'm getting my own spot out the hood. And I did the first time, and then basically it fell through because of outside influences, right? I mean, I listened to the wrong people, got myself jacked up. But here I am now as an adult, and I'm like, dang, I want more. And there's some people that's like, how much more can you really want? How much more can you really want? You're disgusting. Yeah, some people like that, but they just don't have anything they don't have any standards. Okay, so when you they don't have any standards, all right? They don't. They feel like they're going to live in the same spot forever. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. If you want something, you have to become something. Does that make sense? If you want something, you got to become it. So you got to become this guy. Like, so then after it was the whole way, I'm done with the whole couch and mattress. I want to live a rich life, which really was a middle class life. I had no idea that rich was middle class. I had no idea, right? I want to own a big house. I want to own a house. I'm sick of this fucking cement. I want some grass on my lawn. I want some fucking grass. And anybody that said to me that grass was wrong, they're automatically dumb to me. Oh, you can just live in the city. No, I'm never doing this because it's beneath my standards, right? But over time, like I said, over time, you know, life will beat the shit out of you, right? And you're just like, fuck it, I'm staying here as long as I can until I get out of here. But the point is that I'm finally there. I'm finally at the middle class part. Well, I was at the middle class part maybe like 3 years ago, and now I'm finally ready to reach the next part. But the only way I'm going to get there is if I set standards for myself. You know what I'm saying? You got to set standards for yourself. And what I was saying about the job is that basically I would stay and work as much overtime and do whatever it takes. I'll do whatever it takes to get to where I want to go. I don't care how fucking low it is for the most part. As long as it's not like, you know, no crazy shit, but I'll do whatever it takes. And you got to have a certain standard of living, because if you don't have that, you're never going to be able to work towards that. You know what I'm saying? You can't let life basically make you into this weak little ooze thing or whatever, just like all blobbing around or whatever. You got to basically fight back. You got to fight, or you got to fight for what you want. And some people think that fighting for what you want and getting what you want means that other people aren't getting what they want. That's not true. The reason why people don't have what they want is because they're not trying. All right, there's a lot of income inequality, but at the same time, there's a lot of things you can do, like live in the same house. But people don't want to do it. People want to live on their own. People want to be independent. People want to be whatever they want to be. People want to be like, I have this many streams of income, or whatever it is. Like, people want to do everything on your own, but you got to work together. And I'm still, you know, my brother's still living with me, so you know, he's helping out with the bills. You know what I'm saying? Shit. But you know, I mean, it's the way life is, right? But you got to have a certain standard of living, and you got to have a goal that you're trying to get to. And if that goal doesn't basically encompass the things that you want to obtain, then basically you're not going to get there. Now, what is it to really be rich? We're talking about net worth? Are we talking about cash? What are we really talking about? So the only way to get rich is to start a business. Now, what kind of business? It depends, right? So like I said, I worked really hard to get this middle class life. Got me a middle class job, and it's good. And but I'm using all this stuff to my advantage. I got a couple assets. Everything's cool. But there's more that comes with it, and that's starting a business. And now I got to serve more people and bring value to people. And that's what I'm ready to do. I'm ready because I'm trying to set like this limit for myself. Maybe I want to make $5 million a year, hopefully, if it's possible in the business. I don't know. And then maybe a big tech company or like some kind of company like Google. I really don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, but that's my new mission. Now, it's not because I don't have any kids yet, and I still don't have any kids. Some people are like, oh, we changed, we got kids. I don't got any kids yet, so fuck it. We're gonna see how long I can take this. There's really nothing else I really want to do. You know, that may sound a little weird. Like I haven't been to a lot of countries, but I'm not really interested in traveling. I'm not really interested in like I'm only interested in playing games, and I'm playing the money game right now. And the money game it's very educational and very fun. It's very fun. I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it's very simple to get rich. But you just got to be able to do it. And luckily, I got a good job. So, and especially during this whole thing, we'll see how things turn out. But my objective is to make $5 million to $10 million a year, in my business, not me personally. I only need $1 million a year, right? And I'll still use my $1,000 allowance. I'm not really going to change it all. But the whole thing is like, I'm on Amazon the other day, and I'm like, I can't find shit to buy. I can't find anything to fucking buy on Amazon because I don't need anything. And I don't understand how people just do the same thing over and over and over. It's like, I got to play a new game. Otherwise I'll get bored. But I'm trying to figure out what kind of, what should I do? Like, I still got my jump starter stuff, which I really got to really work on this channel. And basically build this up. I'm thinking maybe some ads and some other stuff, you know, some funnels and blah, blah, blah. All the stuff I learned over that time to basically build leads and get them to some conversions. Got to use these words, man. It's corny, but, you know. But yeah, man. So basically, we'll see. I don't know what I'm going to do because at the same time where I want to be rich, I still got to basically enjoy the whole ride. If I'm not enjoying the whole ride, I'm not enjoying my life, and it's not fun for me, okay? It's not fun. There's some people where it's like, hey, you know, well, I'm going to be an artist, but you can't do that because it doesn't get paid. Got to start a business. Any kind of creative skills, you got to start a business. It's that simple. But you got to learn. You got to learn business, and people don't want to learn. People don't want to grow because people lie. They have low standards. Low standards, okay? So there's certain things you do when you're at a lower standard of living versus a higher standard of living. And I'm not really looking to. That's the whole thing. Even if I had $100 million, $500 million or something like that, what would I do? The same shit, because nothing really interests me like that. I'm not interested like, oh, you're going traveling everywhere. It's like, all right, whatever. That doesn't make me excited. That makes somebody I'm with excited, not me. I don't give a shit where I'm at. I'm just fucking here. Actually, I still was just during this whole shutdown thing. What am I eating? I'm eating cans of soup. I'm doing the same shit I've been doing. I'm like, I haven't really changed. I haven't changed at all. But there are certain things I have changed, which is getting away from people that basically don't expect much of me. That's the first thing. Don't want to make me better. That's 2. 3 is just being around trash all the time. It's very negative. It's a very negative thing. And if you ever wonder why people move out the hood, it's because it's negative. It's a negative place to be. It's a bunch of negative people. And if they think you're wearing a dress shirt, now you're a millionaire. Because you got a dress shirt on. It's unbelievable. And a dress shirt that basically fits. Can you believe that? It's horrible. It's just nuts, man. It's nuts. But that's the poor mindset, right? You know, burning down 5G towers and stuff like this. You know, this kind of thing is just retarded. But whatever, right? Fuck them. But the whole point is that you got to have a certain standard of living. You got to set standards for yourself so that way you can come up in life. And the only way you're going to come up is if you start doing those things and becoming this new person. And a lot of people are like, oh, what happened to you, man? What happened? I'm becoming who I want to become. You know, it's like, oh, but you're like, you don't give a shit about people anymore. I do give a shit, but I give a shit in a different way. Before I was like, oh, here, just take something and do better for yourself, because I assumed that they wanted to do better for themselves. But guess what? They take it and then they go do something stupid with it instead of just investing or something. Like, they do something stupid like fucking drink with it or smoke or whatever. And it's like, you really don't want to do better. That's when I realized it. Everybody does not want to do better. And it was just shocking to me. I'm like, I thought everybody was like me. I thought everybody wanted to do better and get better and work together. I guess not. People are just fucking dummies or whatever. So I was like, whatever, fuck them. Who cares, right? But that's what happens when you change. You change into this new person, this new guy that you didn't think you're going to be when you get older. You don't think you're going to be this guy, but you are. And basically, you don't give a shit about, I give a shit about people, but I really, at the same time, I don't. You can't do anything stupid, but I understand that there are certain circumstances that, you know, whatever. And it's like some people, it depends who you're talking to, but the more poor black people, they're like, oh, man, what happened to you, man? You're white now. You're white. I'm like, how? What does that even mean? Because I have a job and a car and responsibilities and I say hi to people. What does that mean? You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, get out of that. Get out of that. You got to raise your standards of living and believe that, hey, I'm capable of a normal life, and you'll see yourself doing normal things. Okay? Very normal things. Not a white thing. It's a very normal thing. All right? Now, it's very sad that that's the way it is, but I mean, that's the mentality, right? But yeah, man, like, comment, subscribe, share. I'll see you in the next video. Raise your standard of living, because and become that new thing. Because as long as you keep yourself down, you're limiting yourself from achieving new things. Sometimes you got to force yourself into an environment or something. Like, I forced more bills on myself and more debt on myself just to get out the bad environment that I was in. But it made me better because it made me work harder instead of just being complacent, like, okay, just try to keep what I got. It's like, no, now I have to produce more. I got to produce more to keep more. Okay, you got to produce more to keep more, not save what you got in order to something happen. You got to produce more. You got to go out there and work. And that's today's video, man. 2x it, man. 2x it. I've been doing 2x on everything. So 2x this video. It'll only take you 7 minutes. All right, adios.